2018-2019 playoff prediction brackets. Sorry, wasn't sure my camera was on. Uh, right here at Talking Habs with Rick, the #1 hockey channel. Nope, no, it's not that. Okay, before we get into that, please like, subscribe, ring the bell. That's down there. That'll notify you all the videos as they come out that I produce. Okay, question of the day. What are your playoff predictions? So please leave a comment in the comment section that's down below. You can leave your predictions in any way you want. Just the series, the finals, or a full bracket, however you want. I'd love to hear how you guys see it. And also stay tuned to the end of the video for my plans for the playoffs. Excuse me. Now, before we get to everything, I just want to say thanks to all my viewers. Thanks to everybody who's checked me out for the great support I received this season. It blew my mind. I didn't think I would get such support. Thanks to all the viewers, all the likes I got, all the comments you guys left, and especially to those 106 people who pressed that subscribe button and gave me that chance and subscribed. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all of you guys. So thanks for watching this season, and I hope you continue to watch. Okay, so let's, first I want to explain something before I get into my predictions. Very important. For the last 5 seasons, well, okay, the 4 before this season, it's not that I lost interest in hockey, but because of other things going on in my life, I didn't follow nearly as closely as I would have liked. So I'm not really, I was a little rusty at the beginning, even for the Habs, but I'm kind of still rusty about the league. So I don't know if I can give an in-depth prediction and break them all down. So I'm going to do my best. I don't want to rehash somebody else's predictions and pass them off as my own. Not my thing. So hopefully I won't look dumb. Okay, so let's get into the predictions. Okay, so I've got my list here. I don't have any fancy way of editing, so I can't show you and click, and so they're all out here. So we'll start off in the West with Calgary and Colorado. I've got a Calgary 4-1. I honestly don't. I just know Calgary's got a good offense. I understand their defense might not be the best, but I think when you step up a little bit in the playoffs, they're going to do fine, especially in the first round. Colorado, I know, has a great first line. After that, I think the scoring drops off. Goaltending, Varlamov is good, definitely. Anyways, I just see it as 4-1 for Calgary. I see Calgary going far. Okay, so you got that 4-1. Next series is San Jose and I always call them the Vikings. Don't know why. Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to go with Vegas 4-2. I see San Jose as falling off. They kind of fell off a bit at the end of the season. They had a really good early start, I think. I know Carlson's been out and he's going to be back, and that might make a big difference. But my gut feeling says Vegas in 6 games. So that's where I'm going. Next one, Nashville and Dallas. I think it's a bit of a mismatch. I've got it 4-2 for Nashville, but I was waffling between Dallas being able to win 1 or 2 games. So 4-2, 4-1. I don't think Dallas has nearly enough to take on Nashville and win. But it's playoffs, you never know, but that's how I see it. So 4-2 for Nashville. Then we get to Winnipeg, St. Louis. Winnipeg, St. Louis. St. Louis has been the best team, I think, in the league since January 1st. Winnipeg kind of had a fall off near the end of the season. They've got confidence problems. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 7-game series, but I'm picking St. Louis 4-3. I'm picking St. Louis to move on in that series. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the East to go through the first round. So we got Tampa Bay and Columbus set up in the first. I don't think Columbus can beat Tampa Bay here. I don't, and at best they might win one, but I'm going to go with Tampa Bay sweeping Columbus. I don't have to tell you how good Tampa Bay is. We all know Tampa Bay is fantastic. Yeah, there's that curse of the President's Trophy winner. I don't think it'll apply here. Okay, we move on now to Boston and Toronto. Yeah, I think Boston wins here pretty easily. If not a sweep, it's going to be four. I see it 4 games to 1. That's how I'm calling it. 4 games to 1. Toronto's defense is not that good going into the playoffs where you need a strong defense. I don't know. It might be. I don't like Toronto that much. I'm trying not to make that influence my. But I really do. I think Boston beats them here. I think they're a better team, better defense. Goaltending might be even up, but I think all around Boston's better. And I don't like Boston much better than Toronto. So if anyone wants to know, Boston and Toronto are my least favorite teams. So it's not a preference in any way. Okay, next up, Washington, Carolina. I think Washington wins the series. That's for sure. I was waffling between 1 and 2 games for Carolina, so I put 1. They might win 2, but I don't think they win the series. Washington just stronger overall, and I think they desperately want to defend that cup. Ovi, if his determination can pull them through, they're going to. Okay, so Washington 4 games to 1. Islanders and Pittsburgh are next up. I don't like the Islanders' chances. They're a very defensive team, which might bode them well in the playoffs, but I don't know. I just don't like their chances, especially against Pittsburgh. You can't ever write out Pittsburgh. Not with Sidney Crosby. They've got big guns. They've got a decent defense, probably a good defense. Probably the goaltending might be the most a suspect here. That's the word I was looking for. I'm not sure. Again, that's my rust. I'm not sure, but I still see it. Pittsburgh 4 games to 3. Okay, so let's go on to the other side for the West, and we'll go to series round 2. Excuse me. So we're going to have Calgary and the Vegas Golden Knights up. I see Calgary, if you can see my board, going all the way. So obviously Calgary, I see winning 4 games to 3. I think it's going to be a hard-fought series, 7 games. But I just see Calgary being kind of destined this year. It's a gut feeling, I guess. I don't know to say any more than that. So I see Calgary going on 4 games to 3. Move down to Nashville, St. Louis. I imagine I must be in the minority to pick St. Louis here, but I think a 7-game series in St. Louis, I have a feeling is going to win 2 rounds. So 4 games to 3 for St. Louis. The reasoning, I just think St. Louis is one of those Cinderella teams. I don't think they're going to go all the way, but I think they're going to make 2 rounds and get to the third. And we'll go over to the other side, the East. We got Tampa Bay and Boston. I don't think Boston's much of a match for Tampa Bay. I don't think anybody is. They might win a game, might win 2 games, but I see it as a sweep, another sweep. 4 games to 0, Tampa over Boston. My prejudice against Boston might be here, but like I said, they might win 2 games. I could see that. So, but I'm calling it 4 games to 0. We move down to Washington, Pittsburgh. I think a lot of people have Pittsburgh over Washington, but again, I think Washington's determination to get at least to the next round past that after winning the Cup the year before will get them through the series. 7-game series, I'm looking at it. 4 games to 3 for Washington. And we move on to the West again for the conference finals. Calgary against St. Louis. Calgary against St. Louis. I think this is where St. Louis's luck runs out, and they lose 4 games to 2. So I think Calgary beats them here 4 games to 2 and moves on into that final, like I said. Again, I can't give any more reasoning than I am right now because I can't really break down accurately all these squads, and I don't want to look like an idiot saying stuff I don't know what I'm talking about. And there's not a lot of time to do research because the playoffs are coming up in a couple of days, and I just wanted to get the video done. And I kind of wanted to wing it anyway. You know what? You can wing it or you can do the research and pick, and you're just as likely to be successful either way. So I got Calgary going to the final. Okay, so the next up on the other side, we got Tampa and Washington. Again, Tampa is, I think, too much for everybody, but I think Washington wins 2 games here and maybe goes 7 games. I can see this series going 7 games, but I see Tampa winning. That's one of the reasons I'm taking Tampa to follow for the playoffs, because at least I may be able to follow just one team. And they're in the East Coast, obviously. It helps for times. So there you go. I think that's going to happen. So it leaves a playoff final of Calgary and Tampa Bay, the 2 top teams, I guess, overall. And I definitely think Tampa's going to come out ahead 4-3. I do think Calgary's good enough to in a finals to go 7 games, and I'm going to call it that way, 4-3. It asked here about how many goals. I think there should be about 38 goals in that series. So I'm calling 38 goals. I'm calling Tampa Bay as the Stanley Cup champion for this season. So there you go. There's my brackets. I hope they make sense to people. I hope I'm right. But who knows? Okay, so my plans for, if you stayed around, my plans for the playoffs. I'm just going to go for the playoffs. So I'm going to follow Tampa Bay, as I said, in the first round. I'll see if something comes up or there's a Cinderella team that looks like I should be followed. I'll go with that. I'll see. And Tampa could get knocked out. You never know. So I might change up each round. I might decide to do that. I'm not sure, but I'm following Tampa in the first round. Okay, and for them to get knocked out in the first round, very unlikely against Columbus, I think. So in short order, I'm also going to do a season breakdown. If you hear a beeping, that's just my oven. It's nothing that important. I'm going to do a season breakdown. I'm going to do one on my thoughts for the off-season improvements for each player on the Habs that they should work on to be coach, I guess. I'll try to come up with some playoff-themed videos and things like that. Yeah, and that's basically my plan so far. So please like, subscribe, ring the bell. I hope I'm not rushing so I can get to my oven. That'll notify you of all my videos. Oops, I knocked something over. And question of the day. Let me look at what I wrote. What are your playoff predictions? I'd like to know what you guys think. If you want to run a whole bracket through in the comments, please be welcome to do that. Or any predictions you want to give. I read them all and I will definitely respond. So please do that. And that's it. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope it made sense and that you enjoyed it. And that's the best I can do. I'm going to put something up here. One I'm going to pick. One YouTube I let them pick. And I hope you enjoyed those. And I guess that's it. So bye for now. And I'll see you next video.